Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Prologue. I'm Coach Mike Durner with Durner Performance.
I'm Larry Foss with the Fix Studio. Today, Mike, what are we talking about?
Today, we're talking about goal setting today, and it's that time of year. It's an important piece. You and I are doing it ourselves as coaches, and we're trying to help some other coaches through it, and we're also probably helping our athletes through it right now. So it seemed very pertinent.
Yes, I would rather do a really hard workout than to do this for myself. So I understand the challenge that comes with this.
Yeah, I got a long list of things I would rather do than this for myself. Cleaning the bathroom is on that list, dude. So yeah.
It's not easy. But what's the first step, Mike?
The first step that I'm trying to encourage my athletes to take in goal setting is schedule a time to do it, to sit down and do it. I'm doing mine this week. I'm the only morning person in my house. So in those morning hours, before everybody else is up, that's when I'm going through the process, taking notes, writing things down, and trying to consolidate them. And it gives, over the course of the week, it'll probably give me 2 or 3 hours, of or more of just working on these. Scheduling a time for yourself, because there are a lot of little distractions going on in life, and it's hard. So if you can't find that time to sit down, maybe ask your coach to put it in your Training Peaks or put it in your iPhone calendar, whatever works for you.
I think I couldn't agree more with that. I think we often get kind of paralysis because we're looking for perfection even in this goal writing process, and it's never going to be perfect. It's a blueprint, but you don't have to have everything done. You don't have to have everything perfect. I think that's the important thing, because that's the problem that I have.
You got to remind yourself it's a live document. It's probably going to change in the next, at least 3 times in the next 12 months.
Yes. I think the way I go about it is, for me, I think of a lot of goals and I put them in my head and I have them in my brain filing cabinet. But for me, it's really important that, number one, I write them down. And the way that I've been doing this for, probably 20 years is to use the acronym SMART, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. I use that as the framework for writing goals, because I don't know about you guys, but I never had any education in this, and I need some framework to do my best.
Yeah, I think the education is just starting to get rolling on it within the last couple of years. And I think writing it down or typing it, it helps connect different pieces of our brain. There's research that shows, especially writing, connects different pieces of our brain. And I know for me, if I write something down, I'm way more likely to remember it.
Yes.
Also, I always take this little piece from Michael Phelps. Like, he used to use Post-it notes and post them around the house so that he could see things. Oh yeah, this is what I'm working on today, because our brains, there's a lot going on up there, and they're not foolproof for sure.
I'm embarrassed to say how many whiteboards I have, kind of.
Don't be. I think it's a good thing.
If you've watched Big Bang Theory and seen how many whiteboards they have, that's about what I have.
Yeah. We won't talk about why I don't have that many, because maybe I'm not allowed.
Plenty of shit about it.
But then, the SMART acronym I started using it a few years ago, so I didn't have it nearly as long as you have. It's so much more like focusing for what I want to put down, what athletes I work with want to put down, because I should be really specific and measurable.
We both have athletes that said, I want to do really well next year.
Right. I want to win this race. Well, let's talk about all these pieces of it. And I do think the hardest one though is the relevant, because a lot of people are like, well, yeah, it's on a bike or it's running or whatever it is. It's relevant to my sport. But I recently heard somebody say it, refer to it as, this is your why. And if you can put a why behind it, then you've got some more motivation and discipline to go after it.
Yeah, for absolutely. The other thing is when you're writing them down, words matter for sure. Mike, what's your thoughts on that?
I had this instructor one time who, like, just not a guy that like graduated college or anything, but used to tell us that like words mean things. And I've taken that with me since I left his area of instruction. And yeah, like if we're setting goals, we want to take action. We don't want to be something. So, if you're not going to do the work to reach this, well, then why did you write it down? So, I gave verbs, not nouns.
Verbs.
Yep.
I agree. The other thing, and we talked about this before we started this. Gosh, almost 30 years. Well, actually, 30 years of coaching. Yet to have an athlete really shine that doesn't do this, and that is they focus on the process, not the outcome. And it's crazy how if you can shift your mind, your thoughts from the outcome to the process of it, how much better the outcome is going to actually be when you don't focus on that as the primary.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, there's focusing on the process gets you where you want to go. Focusing on the outcome, who knows where that gets you. I've seen a lot of disappointed people that focus on the outcome.
Right. The process, I think that what that relates to on my end is the people that focus on the process actually love the training. They enjoy the training. They enjoy that process of like, gosh, this workout, when I did this workout a month ago, I didn't think I was going to make it through it. And now I can make it through that with a whole different set of numbers. And focusing on the process is key to any successful outcome, I think.
Yeah. And yes, they enjoy the training. I think they also enjoy the competition in a different way than people who focus on the outcome. You can, I don't know about you, maybe I'm being a little egotistical on this one, but like I can pick them out in a race because they got a little smirk or smile going when things hurting real bad, and they're like, yeah, this is where I want it to be right now. When they're absolutely suffering, they're like, I can keep going. I can do more. Yeah.
This is the fun part. That's why you train.
Exactly. So yeah, you can kind of pick them out when they're warming up and lining up. A lot of times they're the ones like cracking jokes, and other people are like just like already just sweating.
Yeah, laser beam focus, and we could probably do a whole another podcast on this. Let's put that on a list, Mike. The difference between overstimulation and the right amount of stimulation going into a race. The difference between too much focus and the right amount of focus, because that all kind of ties in together. But yeah, you're right. You can see it at the start line. The people the way I look at it is, I look at it when I see that person that's just super focused, super serious. Those are the ones that I think look scared.
Yes, absolutely.
And this is all about enjoyment. Even at the highest levels, those guys don't enjoy the process. No sport is worth it.
No, there's way too much work and way too much sacrifice involved for people to be like, I don't enjoy the process. They don't last very long. So if you want to last a long time, process.
Process. Okay, well, I hope that helps you guys out. Good luck with this. We're going to give you guys some homework. I want everybody to work on these. If you have any questions, just reach out through a DM to Mike or I, and we can give you some paperwork that we use with our athletes as well. So,
yep.
I guess that's it, Mike.
All right. I like it. Okay. Set some goals.
Goals. All right. I'm Larry from the Fix Studio.
I'm Mike from Derner Performance, and this was the Prologue.
Later.